What's good, Black Star Podcast? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Jared. Y'all, today we're going to be doing a video from brother Anton Daniels. Shout out to this brother. I want you guys to check out this interview that was done with Corey Holcomb and Cam Newton. And check this out.
I don't really need you. I don't have to be rich beyond my wildest imagination. You know what I'm saying? I got what I need. I'm from the projects. It don't take much for me to be straight. I got a fast car, and I got access to a lot of girls in poverty. So I'm winning.
Mentioning women in poverty. What's your
Well, I'm
aspiration?
older now. I'm not as young as I used to be. So women in poverty, I can control them better. A girl who can't afford to say, fuck you, Corey, I'm gone. She just can't afford to do it. So I take advantage of that. Now, that might be wrong, but her poverty and my needs, most of the time, it even out. I don't really need a lot of their time. And they don't tell me to fuck off because they know when I come over, their children can get some
Hold up. God damn.
some outlet Jordans.
Outlet Gucci.
Yeah.
Before this panel blows up, because I know it's probably going to, what Corey said wasn't disrespectful. Not by a long shot. If you really think about it, he's really controlling the situation. I mean, let's be real. A lot of these women followed the Shira 7 philosophy, meaning get that nigga pockets by any means necessary. He's basically saying, I'm going to control the situation because y'all know y'all going to live by the whole Shira 7 principles. So, in reality, what are y'all mad for?
Okay. Corey Holcomb says he prefers broke women. Is what he says is true? Are women that make less money more controllable?
Why don't nobody want to say nothing on this?
Yes,
Yes, they are.
because they want something from you.
Yes. Mhm.
Well, then that just goes against everything Trey says about hypergamy.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
You said that men are more hypergamous than women, right?
The majority of Black men that are married have married up financially, married up educationally,
Not
and have
true.
married up.
Most times men build with the women over a period of time, and then the woman grows to be able to take advantage of his beneficiary and his greatness. It's not that most women that make way more money, they tend to not get married later in life.
But wait, also, can we take into account as well, speaking as a woman who has been married to a Black man, not all Black men, I don't think that they marry in that situation, but not all Black men are really just necessarily showing everybody what they have and putting it on paper, because a lot of Black men have other means of income, not just necessarily a white collar job or anybody else's job. So we really can't say that that's how they're marrying. It can come across very differently on paper depending on the statistics and the different dynamics of the
I mean, that would be like saying that my wife makes more money than me because on paper, because of what she's paid through my companies and that I don't take a salary, that I married up. It's not true.
But you
You
didn't
know what I'm saying? It's not true whatsoever.
it was
Do you
yeah, so
Your reality is the reflection of Black America.
It's the reality of a lot of high earning net worth individuals.
What
100%.
percentage of Black America do you think that is?
I'm not sure. I know you're a stickler for the details.
No, it's not a stickler. It's just
You
that
like to make sure that
your
we
point of
can
relevance.
go and cite our sources.
It's not about citing sources. Is you're speaking to probably 2 to 3% of the population, so it makes your point irrelevant. That's
How
all.
am I speaking of-
It doesn't necessarily negate his point. If you want to be completely honest, it doesn't negate it. It just shines a brighter light on what happens in upper income families and households. But for the most part, a lot of Black people, that still remains true. A lot of women still make less than men. more than 70 no more than 70 to 75% of black women make less than black men, and I'm spitballing that number. It's possibly more than that, if not majority of black men make, well, majority of black men do make more than black women, but 70, probably 75, 80, 90% of black men make way more than black women. So if you want to be completely honest, Trey, that point that Anton just made still remains relevant even in this conversation.
Wait. How am I speaking to 2 to 3% of the population?
How many? I don't know how much. I don't know what your net worth is.
It's insane.
Perfect. How many black folks do you think are worth what you're worth?
That's not the point. I'm talking about people that are married in general.
Mhm.
People that are married in general tend to have a higher net worth, especially in the black community. So it's not about how high your net worth is. You spoke about whether or not women were making more, as much or more than the men. A lot of times people build together. They don't come into it already with resources and wealth. That's
And I
not
agree
what
with that.
happens in a black community.
Yeah, and I agree with that. But a lot of times,
Well,
isn't really,
and that's the context. You can't say men are marrying up if they help to build the woman that is then in a position to be able to make that type of money.
but a lot of times isn't adding context. That's a slippery
You might
word
have been a Dusty when I found you. I made you.
for you. But do you not think that the
No, I
reverse is
made
true
you
as
for
well?
you.
But do you not think the reverse
You
is
would have
true?
been nothing without me. That's what the statistics say.
The statistics also say that single women are buying 20 to 30% more houses than single men.
Yeah,
So-
but the statistics also says that they're losing their cars and they're getting foreclosed on and being evicted at a much higher rate than men too. So
Yeah,
now,
men are in more.
They would make
yes, it
better
is. I
financial
cover it on the
choices if
Million
they
and
were
Morning
married.
Show.
I'm
Every
sure.
single day I cover it and I look at the stats and the statistics on the Millionaire Morning Show. You talking to the wrong one. Yes, when the rent moratorium was up, they were the ones that were getting evicted. When the pandemic hit, they were the ones that were laid off the most. When the student loan forgiveness program started, they were the ones that were petitioning for student loan forgiveness more than anybody. They
Who
are
has
the
a
most, listen. They are the most enrolled, the most in debt, and they still do not have a higher net worth than men, and they still do not make more than men on average. That is a
Okay.
fact.
BLS disagrees with you. Experian disagrees with you.
Who?
The Bureau
BLS.
of Labor.
What's
Mhm.
BLS?
The Bureau of Labor.
Okay, so help me to understand what
The Bureau of Labor. Nigga, what does that have to... Men still work way more hours than women. What is this nigga talking about?
the Bureau of Labor is saying.
They're saying that black women make 94.5% of what black men make. The only reason that black men are making more is because they're working more hours. Black women are roughly making
So
just about as much,
How am I wrong if you just literally substantiated my argument?
because you just interrupted me and you didn't let me finish what I was
Okay,
saying.
I'm sorry. You're right. You right.
Okay.
You got it right.
So what the Bureau of Labor is suggesting is that if black women were working the same amount of hours as black men, they would be making more per hour.
I don't do ifs. I do what is.
Okay, well,
You're
black
saying
men,
if they worked as many. I don't give a fuck about possibilities. I don't care about hype. I don't care about hypotheticals. Women still, on average, black women make less than men. That is a fact. I don't do ifs. See, now you
because they work 43 hours a week.
I don't give a
Doesn't matter
fuck. Listen,
why.
I work.
Not to
16
take
hours a
anybody's
day, 7
side,
days a
but while
week.
y'all was going back and forth, I looked it up. So men is 72%. And they're comparing it to white people. So
Right.
what are y'all comparing it to based on?
Listen, he just justified my argument. On average, women make less than men. And if you go and look at the repossession rates, and you go and look at the student enrollment, and you go and look at the degree programs that they're selecting, and you go and look at who has the most student loan debt, and you go and look at who was being evicted the most, and you go and look at who was being affected the most by the pandemic, I'm right.
And if you look at who's buying the most homes, and you look at who's in the most credit card debt, and if you look at and you look at those
They
metrics,
are the ones that are in the most credit card debt.
That's it. Experian disagrees with you.
Well, blackdemicgraphics.com does not.
Is it also fair to say that maybe women don't get the same treatment, or black women necessarily, especially I should say, don't get the same treatment that men do? Because that was the question before that we was talking about. And
that
I think
is self-inflicted wounds. If you go and you spend a bunch of money on credit card debt,
always
you go and get a bunch of student loan debt, that's on you.
But I'm saying, but at the same time too, and I'm not saying that you're wrong or anything, but at the same time, like the forgiveness may or may not come, but it does not necessarily show that we benefit more in society than you all do as black men or black women.
No, Trey is arguing in y'all behalf and saying that y'all better off than we are.
I don't need Trey arguing on my behalf. I can
That's what I keep saying. Every single woman on this panel said that they wouldn't go with what Trey is advocating that men then subject themselves to. But I mean, who am I know?
Well, I'm just speaking for
Listen, let me tell you something. You could say all of that shit that you want. Women want to have the option to work. They work because they have to, and so they make the most of the situation. But most women by default don't want to be out here struggling and trying to get resources along at the same rate as men. They just don't.
Yeah, black women are more employed than black men.
The same website that you use to cite, it does say that women make less than men.
He knows this.
No, I said that. Black women make 94.
No. We're not doing it. It's women, men, because Anton is saying men and women. We're not breaking it down to race.
Oh, then that's fine. Then yeah, no, I would concede that. That was never my point. That's fine.
Listen,
I never said otherwise.
This is a man that's saying that he wants a woman to partner with him, guys. So, 50-50.
Okay, to the point to what the question is, Corey Holcomb.
Listen, baby. Hey, April, you got your half for Trey?
Well, listen, I have my whatever for my relationship, period.
No. We taking you out of this relationship, and now you hypothetically in a new one. You got your half of the rent or what?
Huh?
You got your half of the rent or what?
I don't want that kind of situation, but I would have it if I had this situation. I already said I'm not that kind of a woman. And I already said Trey is not speaking for me, because if I told my personal story about my situation, Anton, you describe it a whole lot. And I do pretty well for myself, but I do not make more than my counterparts. I do have a lot of debt because of the profession that I chose to go into.
So wait a minute. You saying
no, because I never said anything against
No, I'm agreeing with you. I'm agreeing with you.
Okay.
I'm saying that. So basically, I described your situation.
Yeah, I can speak very well to what you're talking about.
Talk to Trey for a minute. Tell Trey.
Like I said, I'm a single mother. I've done well for myself. My daughter's in college right now, and I still want a provider and a protector. Like I don't get me wrong. I say that I can do it if I have to, and if my man needed me to support him in those times, because I've been married before. It's never going to be 50-50. Sometimes you need the support. Sometimes, like I said, the husband doesn't report what he's making because he's doing something, on his entrepreneurial thing that he doesn't need to just report. So sometimes you just have to be able to do it if you need to. Now, do you want that and you want to prefer that? No, it's not my preference. But I have the support, and I will do that if that's what I am.
Right. What advice would you give to April?
To do as she pleases.
No, April. My advice is
April's not saying. Is April saying something counter to what I'm saying?
No, I don't suggest that women do as they please. I think that women need to get up under the covering of a man that actually know what he's talking about, and stop trying to be 50-50. Stop trying to be equal. Stop trying to be a man, and do what you're supposed to do. So I can change your life and you can get yourself together.
I think that speaks to what Corey Holcomb is saying, that the reason why he prefers a broke woman is because most men, I would say most men do not, well, let me say this. Most women who make a lot of money tend to not want to be under the covering of a man. They're looking for someone to be on their same level. Most men tend to see them as a problem. It's just an attitude that comes with, I make more money than you for a lot of women. And most men find that as an issue. A lot of women would say, they're intimidated, but it's not necessarily that. I think what Corey Holcomb is saying is basically, like he said, he can shape a woman. Most men want a woman that they can shape, not shape in a sense of the way we as women would think, oh, that's misogynistic, you can shape a woman type thing. But most men want a woman that they can mold into their vision, what they're trying, you know, in the direction that they're trying to go.
Not Trey. Trey wants a partner.
I don't think that's what Corey Holcomb was doing. I think he was trying to purposely say he wants to prey upon women he has a power dynamic over.
No, that's not. No, I'm not saying Corey Holcomb. I'm saying most men, specifically. I'm speaking about most men want to be able to have a woman that they can mold. Corey Holcomb, yes, he's saying that, yes, but he's still saying the same thing. I want someone I can mold, you know, and he said it, I can take advantage of it. He's coming from a different perspective. But what the reason why I made an example of Corey Holcomb, because what I'm saying is most men want a woman that they can mold. And for some reason, a lot of times when we have women, when we have a higher status than men, most men find that to be problematic because a lot of women come with attitudes with that. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I don't
You're
disagree.
right, Val.
I don't disagree with that.
Trey, you should disagree because why can we assume that because a woman is in a certain position, she comes with an attitude?
I do disagree with that part.
Okay,
I don't agree.
Trey don't know what the fuck he's talking about. And just like how Jamisha just challenged him, now he's saying he don't agree with that specific part. He didn't say that he didn't disagree with it. So now it seems to me like Trey is on the damn panel just to basically make an ass out of himself. He don't know what the hell he's talking about, to be quite frank with you. He really don't. And the problem that I find with people like Trey, they flip-flop on different topics, and when somebody makes a valid point that they supposedly agree with, now they're flipping like, oh, I don't agree with that. I didn't agree with, but you didn't say that at first. Same thing happened with Yada. Like that nigga didn't like every time Anton said something, he said, I agree. Then Anton pushed him on it, then he be like, nah, like, that ain't what I meant. Like, bro, make up your fucking mind.
That women have attitudes just because they are going to be.
Do you date black women?
Excuse me?
Do you date black women?
Whatever I say, I'm still gonna be tampon Trey and homosexual. So I mean,
I never called you tampon Trey.
No,
Yes,
I never called you tampon
people
Trey.
think you date white women is what people
I've
think.
never called you homosexual. I've never done any of that.
You alluded to the fact that I was.
Here we go.
Nobody fucking alluded to shit, nigga. The shit you saying is showing you as you might be a little on the backdooria side, in the sense of or what Corey Holcomb said. Yeah, it sounded like a backdooria nigga.
And stuff. I never called you that. Now, my question still stands because you didn't answer it.
Yes.
Do you date black women?
Yes.
Okay.
That's impressive.
So in your
I'm
I'm not getting into that. I'm not unbelieving
Like
that.
I thought you dated white girls, like because you're no.
I mean, I date everything, but I do date black women.
You date everything or you date every type of woman?
See, I told you.
You said it. I'm asking you. Do you date
Women.
Trey, the chat about the
Hold on,
destroy.
no.
I'm sure.
No, because I'm not joking about it. I'm just trying to understand it.
Women.
Do you date everything or do you date all kind of women?
All kind of women.
What about men dressed as women?
Stop.
I knew Anton was about to say that shit. I knew Anton was gonna be messy as hell and say that shit. Damn.
Stop the
No, listen, let me tell you.
Or
Y'all
men
gotta
that
stop.
identify as
Y'all gotta
women.
stop. Y'all gotta stop.
Come
The
on, man.
reason that I said that is because the other week I asked Trey, what is a woman? Trey said a woman is whatever it is that you identify as.
Yeah.
That's what he said. So I'm not ragging on you.
No, that's fair.
I'm asking him a question. Does that also include men that identify as women?
That's a valid question, Trey.
That is a valid question.
You support Harris.
Yeah, no, that's true. And it is a valid question. I date biological females.
Got you. Okay.
But Oh, okay.
So
I'm with it.
answer what a woman is
2024,
to
you gotta
today.
be specific.
You don't think I'm trying to be
That's
extra?
fair.
No,
No,
I'm
that's
asking
fair.
them questions because I'm.
Do you have a different answer as to what a woman is today?
Yes, he does.
I don't have a different answer. No, I like we confirmed last week that Anton
Gender.
disagreed with that sex and gender are
I
different.
think it's very crazy that we got to put biological in front of women.
You do. You never know.
And again, I wasn't trying to like rag on him. I was just trying to understand the
No,
full
I
context.
get you. No,
Like,
because you're building
You
off
can't
of
just be
a
like, I
That
date a
is
woman.
like
You gotta be like, I
okay.
date a biological woman. That's crazy.
No, it's 2024.
Yeah. You got to ask these women that. Make sure you ask them that if they were born a woman.
Would you get
Wow.
mad? Would you get
Wow.
mad if a man that was biologically a man that then transitioned into a woman or dressed as a woman didn't disclose the fact that they were a biological man at some point? No, it's a serious question.
That's a very good question.
But because they said that they presented themselves and I identify as a woman, would you get mad if you found out that at some point it was a biological man and they didn't disclose that to you prior to you kissing him or getting into a relationship with him or something like that?
If I was engaging with them like in a romantic capacity,
Yeah, I guess you can say that.
Either. Does it matter?
yes, that does matter. Like if I was hiring somebody and they didn't tell me,
No. This is I'm going on a date or something
okay,
like that.
yes, because I agree with somewhat what you said. Is just we all have preferences.
Man.
I have preferences.
But
They should absolutely
Disclose.
in the first conversation
Because I have a
let
preference
you
like
know,
you.
because that is wrong for someone to mislead. I don't care
Right.
what.
well, no,
rank-
I understand it. I'm just trying to fully understand how he sees
Yeah, I have preferences.
dating and women and all of that other type of stuff.
There's some fighting stuff. People with
It
those.
is.
No, don't you start discriminating, Q. You was all for it.
No, when was I for that?
You was all for the support of what Trey was saying.
When
No,
was
that-
it? When?
I
Q
don't
said
think
that
she
you
was.
agreed
I
that
was
there's a
not.
difference between sex and
She was
gender.
going against him.
Yeah,
She had
I
the
can find it. I
definition.
looked up the definition.
Yeah.
No, I thought that when Q started to insert herself, and I correct me if I'm wrong, was when we started talking about men playing in women's sports.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
because-
never agreed to that shit.
No, because
I agree
said,
that you didn't agree to that.
and I didn't agree with it either, but you put words in my mouth, said that I did.
No.
That was when Q
I
stepped
didn't
in.
put
and
words
said,
in your mouth. What I said was you can't pick and choose, because if you then say that a woman is whatever it is that you identify as, but then I use an example that a biological man that identifies as a woman then plays in a woman's sport, you can't just switch it up and say, oh no, you a man now.
No,
Hey,
surely
no.
I can pick and choose. There's nuance. Just because I
No.
support a woman's right to choose doesn't mean that I support a woman's right to choose at 9
No,
months.
you said I support somebody's delusion and thinking that they something that they wasn't. That's not a right to choose.
Okay, but you understand. there's
Right to
nuance in
choose
that.
is whether or not you want to eliminate the baby that's in your belly.
But that
if
doesn't.
if it goes to a certain term.
Hey, Trey,
That's
break-
not-
But someone can be pro-choice, but not be pro-choice up to 9 months. You would acknowledge that, right?
No. We talking about people that identify as a woman as biologically a male.
Correct. So
you said that a woman is whatever you choose to identify as.
correct, and I can acknowledge their pronouns, but that doesn't mean that I believe that they should be able to play sports. It's a nuanced conversation.
So you don't look at that, because see, if I say that I'm a fairy, right?
Mhm.
They might have me committed.
As you should.
You know what I'm saying? They gonna send me for some tests. They want to make sure that I'm not crazy. They might put me in a straitjacket depending on what my answers are.
Hey Trey, what's the difference between break down this whole gender?
Gender's a
What's it called?
social contract.
We ain't
Gender's
got
a
time for
social
that, my nigga.
construct.
Gender's a social.
No, nigga, no. Gender is not a fucking social construct. You are a man or a female. That's not a social construct. That is a biological. That's biological. Nigga, no. We ain't about to play word salad with this shit.
Social construct. Okay.
And sex is like your biological makeup, the way you were born.
But we also realize that gender definition has changed within the years.
Correct.
Yes, correct.
Trey,
No,
let
it's
me
not
talk to you,
changed.
Trey.
It's the same as it was. Y'all just remixing it to make it fit
Trey,
your narrative.
Trey,
No.
Trey.
Gender
Y'all don't be
definition-
changing the meaning of words depending on what type
are
of year it is.
remixed
Trey,
Blackwell.
multiple times.
listen to me.
Mm-hmm.
There's boy and girl.
Agreed.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Male,
Female.
female.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows that?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You can't. This whole thing you got going on, brother. It
No,
doesn't
you're
exist.
not about listen, you're not about to convince Trey. Trey has already been
Doesn't
Well, Trey's
exist, bro.
Trey's my guy. Words matter.
Thank you, Quentin. Thank you, Quentin. Thank you. Words do matter. Social constructs
don't
matter.
trust Quentin.
Thank you.
Don't trust Quentin. Not on this one.
That's my
Quentin
brother
is
in
not
college
your
football.
Quentin is not your ally. Quentin
Hey,
is
he
not
is on this topic.
Let me tell you something. Quentin and the
Quentin ain't your damn ally, Trey. You delusional as hell, bro. Quentin is not your ally. Quentin about to roast your ass up. That's what Boy, that man delusional. He delusional as shit. Damn.
click of a button is going to change himself into a baby at any point past the 1 o'clock hour.
Facts.
So I wouldn't trust him at all. He's going to change into a whole nother person in a minute.
But I'm gonna say this: that whole LGBTQ trans thing, I don't agree with it. I'm sorry.
See, I told you. Now he's not a grown man no more. He's a baby.
He looked better that way.
What do you disagree with?
A baby with a mustache.
More mustache as an adult. Let the big ass hands, Quinn, go like this. Put your hands. I don't agree, honestly. That this whole
No. Do that again, Quentin. Do that again.
It's
That's exactly what women do. They show up with a different face, and then you look at them hands and be like, "No, nigga."
Can I jump in and ask
No,
y'all a
dog.
question?
That's a grown man under that dress.
You know, I've got to start holding panel. I got to start having panel shows. Cause, like, I'm gonna be honest with you, panel shows like that where you can actually joke around and have fun on the damn show. That's the kind of shit I want to do for the Black Star Podcast. But let's get back to the subject at hand. Boy, Trey, a little suspect. I'm telling you, because ain't no way in the hell he said that shit. He said I date women, and Anton said all types of women. But bruh couldn't stand on business. Nah, I don't trust you, nigga. and the fact that this nigga actually thought that fucking Quentin was on his side, bruh, you ain't been watching this show long enough. But yeah, honestly, what I'm gonna say this. I believe that Trey's just a little bit of a waste of space when it comes to this topic, because he believes what he's gonna believe. Which, fine, you can have your beliefs and your opinions, but what he's advocating for is dangerous, because he never stands on business with anything. He flip flops. When you put, like I said, he's like Yada. When you push him on a subject, he's gonna try to agree with you. Then when you say something that contradicts that, then he agree with that. So he doesn't stand on his square. But anyways, guys, like, share, and subscribe to the channel, support the podcast, and support.com. I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Thank you guys for listening. Bye, guys.